Have you ever seen a load that wasn't heavy until the day you finally tried to lift it? A small hill that felt like a mountain because you waited too long? A simple yes that turned into a lifetime of later? This is the tale of a donkey named Moro, and one choice would change everything. Moro lived in a valley where the sun kept perfect time. Dawn for work, dusk for rest. The people built, the fields grew, the river sang, but Moro kept a softer rhythm. "I'll start tomorrow," he brayed. "Tomorrow has bigger legs." One evening, the clouds blackened. The wind turned sharp. A storm stitched lightning through the sky. If you have ever told yourself, "I'll start tomorrow," hit like, so another dreamer finds this wisdom. Moro was not weak. He was strong, sturdy, sure-footed. He could carry grain from the mill, timber from the grove, water from the river. But he loved the shade near the fig tree. He loved the sweet grass by the fence. And most of all, he loved the word tomorrow. "Tomorrow I'll fetch the wood," he told the farmer. "Tomorrow I'll cross the bridge," he promised the miller. "Tomorrow I'll pull the cart," he swore to the baker. Tomorrow kept coming like a polite guest. Tomorrow kept leaving with nothing done. There was a wooden bridge that crossed the river. One plank had cracked in last season's flood. Not broken, cracked. Moro avoided it. "Not today," he told himself, staring at the hairline split. "What if it breaks? What if I slip?" He watched an ant approach the same bridge, just a thin stick laid across a puddle. The ant shouldered a crumb 10 times its size. The crumb wobbled. The ant adjusted. Step by step, the tiny traveler reached the other side. Moro looked away. The farmer brought a new harness, light leather, smooth straps, brass rings that caught the sun. "Moro," he said gently, "wear this and I'll give you short work and sweet hay. Only today. Start today." Moro nosed the straps. They smelled of oil and rain. The brass winked like a friendly eye. "Tomorrow," Moro brayed. "Tomorrow I'll wear it perfectly." The farmer sighed and set the harness on a fence post, the brass ring facing the sky like a waiting moon. The storm that stitched lightning through the sky did not rush. It gathered. Wind crawled beneath doors. Chickens huddled in coops. Children counted seconds between lightning and thunder. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Moro kept chewing his grass. The cracked plank on the bridge loosened. The mill's wheel slowed in the current. The baker's roof lost a single tile. "Tomorrow," Moro repeated, as rain began to speak in hard syllables. "Tomorrow I will start." By morning, the river was high and impatient. The cracked plank had split into 2. The bridge now leaned like a tired man begging for a chair. The miller shouted from the far bank, "We need sacks from the storehouse." The baker waved a damp sack of flour. "We need wood for the ovens." The farmer pointed at the sky. "If we don't mend now, we lose the crossing." Moro looked at the gap where the plank had been. It was not a canyon. It was a step. But now the step scared him. He backed away from the water. He looked at the fig tree. He looked at the soft grass. He looked anywhere but the work. An old stone near the bridge bore a long scar from some ancient storm. Moro had never noticed it. Now the scar seemed to glow like a warning. Delay turns cracks into breaks. A rooster hopped onto a fence and eyed Moro. "You," the rooster said in the plain language of creatures, "you think dawn repeats itself for your comfort. It doesn't. It repeats to test your courage." Moro flicked his ears. "What if I fall?" he asked. "What if you rise?" the rooster answered. The rooster launched into the air, barely clearing the fence, wings flapping like stubborn ideas. The farmer approached with the waiting harness. He did not plead. He did not scold. He simply lifted the straps toward Moro's shoulders. Moro stepped back, then forward, then back again. He remembered the ant. He remembered the scar in the stone. He remembered the cracked plank that had become a break. "Not perfect," Moro brayed quietly. "Just today." He lowered his head. The farmer slipped the harness on. It fit like a promise. "Start," the farmer whispered. Moro did. He pulled one cart of timber from the grove, then another. He crossed the bridge where a new plank, hastily hammered, still creaked. He felt the wobble. He adjusted. He breathed. He kept going. 1 hour became 2. 2 became the morning. The morning became a small stack of wood by the baker's oven and a bundle of new planks near the bridge. The miller called across the river, "We need more sacks." Moro answered with steady steps. Water sprayed his legs. Wind tugged his ears. He moved anyway. He learned the rhythm of work. Lean forward. Lower the head. Lift with the legs. Breathe in the middle. He learned the rhythm of fear. It shouts at first, but if you walk, it learns to whisper. Day by day, Moro grew stronger. His shoulders thickened. His hooves grew certain. His eyes, once soft with excuses, sharpened into quiet resolve. The storm returned to finish its sentence. This time it did not stitch lightning. It slashed the sky. The river rose like a voice with no patience for liars. A young goat was caught in the reeds near the far bank, bleeding like a broken violin. Children cried. The miller shouted. The farmer grabbed rope. "Moro," the farmer said simply. The harness came. Moro lowered his head. They tied the rope around his shoulders. The farmer looped the other end around a stump. Moro stepped into the river, feeling the muscle of water push against his chest. The cracked stone near the bridge caught a glare of lightning. The ant's old stick, now swollen with water, floated by like a memory. Moro placed one hoof, then another. The river shoved, he shoved back. Not with anger, with decision. He reached the goat, the little body quivering like a trapped drumbeat. He turned. He pulled. The rope held. The stump groaned. The people pulled with him, shouting, praying, hoping. He climbed the opposite bank in short, certain steps. The goat shook water from its coat and butted Moro's leg in clumsy gratitude. The valley erupted, not with thunder, but with applause. When the storm finally walked away, it left branches, mud, and new silence. The farmer stood before Moro, holding the harness in both hands like a gift now proven. The miller brought a garland made of reeds. The baker came with warm bread. The children braided Moro's tail with a thin blue ribbon. The rooster flapped to the fence and nodded as if to say, "I told you dawn is a test." The farmer spoke softly so only Moro could hear. "Tomorrow is a thief, friend. You caught him today." Moro didn't bray. He bowed his head. He breathed. He let the valley lay its quiet crown on his work-wet shoulders. So, friend, what one word will you hold when later tries to steal your life? Now? Begin? Courage? Drop your word in the comments. Then tap hype, not for me, but for the next struggler who needs to hear today that one small start beats one big someday. Hype it forward, so someone else in the dark finds this light. Tomorrow is not a calendar day. Tomorrow is a disguise laziness wears. It smiles. It delays. It steals. So remember this truth. A little today beats a perfect tomorrow. A small start beats a grand plan. Later is a liar. Now is a door. Like, subscribe to Rise Remember Tales for more wisdom, real change every day. And share this with someone who is waiting for tomorrow instead of acting now. Because the load isn't heavy until you wait to lift it. Because the bridge isn't broken until you wait to cross it. Because your life isn't late until you keep saying later. Begin now.